Hey everybody, Austin Hope here to doing another little cooking demo we're doing today. So on the anticipation of the 2019 Austin Hope Cabernet new release, we're very excited about that wine. Tonight we are going to do homemade pasta with duck and your own sauce. So what I like to do to start with is, so you can see here where I've already kind of started getting the stuff ready. So what this is I take like a jar of your favorite pasta sauce, but then add to it. So we've got carrots, bell pepper, I take garlic, onion, almost a head of garlic and a thing of onion, and then I saute them for a while, get them nice, cook them in butter. Then I add them to that. I've got mushrooms, wild mushrooms that we did, kind of cook those a little bit first, then put it in there. And then you can add to it whatever you want. I put red wine in it, a little bit of white wine, and just kind of build on it, right? Put all kinds of stuff in there. Whatever you really enjoy, it just makes it better. And then do this earlier because then you can put it on the stove and let it reduce down a little bit. So homemade pasta is way easier than you think. It's time consuming, but it's easy. So the key ingredient for us is using 00 flour. So it's the finest flour you can get. And try and get organic 00 flour. If you live locally, go to Edo and you can get it from them. It's the best. And it actually has much lower gluten in it because it is so fine. And I buy the organic 00 flour. When you get it, so you measure it and then you want to sift it, right? Sift it out. So you want it to be nice and fine like it is. Rule of thumb is 3/4 of a cup of 00 flour and 1 egg per serving. So we're going to do 4 servings. So we get and then you put it together after you sift it, and then you make a little well. They call it a well, right? Kind of push it around in there. And then we want to crack these eggs, put them right in the well, like that, okay? So we're going to put them all in there, like that. And it's pretty interesting actually when you get going on this. It takes a little while to figure it out, but it's not that hard. And it's really that simple. I mean, it's only basically 4 ingredients you need. You need 00 flour, some nice eggs. You'll need some salt, and when you're done, you'll put a little olive oil on the outside of it, and then put it in a bag, like a plastic bag, and seal it and let it sit for 30 minutes before we go to the next process. So you want to just kind of slowly start putting this in there, and it's a very hands-on job. And just kind of kick a little bit of flour in at a time. This hand's always kind of just kneading it like this, pushing it around, mixing in the flour as we go. And you'll see that it kind of just grows. Just kind of keep putting it in there. It's a messy job. It's not it tries to get away from you. So you just want to keep mixing in your things there. And pretty soon you'll start getting a little more consistent. And it'll start turning into dough. Just keep incorporating it all in there. At this point, you can grab a little salt. And we'll probably put a little bit more in here before it's over. But now's a good time to start incorporating it in there. You're going to just start squeezing it together. See how we start? And then you should always have a little bowl of water, because sometimes it might get a little bit dry. And when you do use water, it's just literally like you would take like some drops, like start real slow, because if you put too much water in on the get-go, then you're going to have problems. And you'll have to add more flour and go on and so forth, like that. But let's keep pushing it in here. And it sticks to your hands. Like I said, this is definitely a messy project. Okay. We've let the dough we put it in a plastic bag for 30 minutes, let it sit around. Then we put some more 00 flour kind of on top, and then we put some on the counter here. So we start out we got to get it, start rolling it out to make it smaller, so we can, if you don't have one of these pasta machines, then you're going to have to roll it out like this, which, not the end of the world, but definitely takes more time. So right now we just want to get it so we can thin enough so we can get it into our machine, and then we want to keep rolling it out. It's good for your abs, so you squeeze your core when you do it. You know, you can use a wine bottle if you don't have one of these rolling pins too. So that's probably good for now. Pretty sure I can, maybe we'll give it one more run on the other side. Make it a little thinner. This is when you run it through these machines, what's nice about it is you generally start on the largest setting, and then from there, you just, once you go through it a couple times, then you start making it, you start folding it. Watch, I'll show you real quick. So you take a piece off, make sure you got some flour on there so nothing sticks. And then you can break it if you want, and then I like to roll it again because you want it pretty thin. By the time you'll see when we get through it. So each time, and then you just fold it over like I just showed you, then go through it again, and then just tighten it down each time, So that's basically right there. That's about, so when you can almost like see through it is about where you want it. If you're using, so we're almost there. So once you're done, you kind of see it like that. So then what you want to do is you want to just hang it up. So I'll show you next step. We'll go from there. You can actually, if you don't have one of these, you can use just a knife, right? Once you got it to the right setting, it just comes out. And you want to kind of just, carry it out with it. Don't pull on it, but just kind of naturally let it come out. Adjust it. And then I like to go and just let it hang here before you cook it, let it dry out a little bit. Homemade fresh pasta, duck marinara sauce. I don't know what you want to call it, but whatever you add to it, you just keep reducing it. At least try and get it for over an hour. Wine, just keep adding to it flavors. Like I put a whole onion, a whole thing of garlic in there. I sauteed first, then put it in. Carrots, mushrooms, bell peppers, you name it. Get creative. Thyme, tarragon, just keep adding to it. Here it is. So then just finish it with some nice fresh, either I've used Parmesan Reggiano from Italy. It's really nice stuff. There's a great purveyor. You can get it online. It's put some on and then a little broccolini. Just throw it in the broiler for like 3 minutes. Chop it up. And bon appetit. It's going to go great with 2019. You guys ready? 2019, I think, is the best vintage we've made. I know winemakers say that. The new vintage is always the best, but I really do think the 19 we're hitting our stride. So super excited. Cheers to you guys. Thank you all so much for the support you've given us, and couldn't be excited.